Hi there. In 2026, HMRC MTD penalties escalate faster than ever. Here's what you must know.
Hello there. We're going to talk about something that could become a real headache for your UK business in 2026, MTA compliance. Now, this whole briefing has been put together with the fantastic experts over at My Tax Accountant just to give you the clear, straightforward advice you need. So let's get straight into it.
First off, let me ask you something. Imagine a brown envelope lands on your desk tomorrow. Inside, there's a penalty for an MTA violation. Do you know right now what that actually means? If you're hesitating, you're not alone. But that little bit of uncertainty could now cost you a fortune.
Because here's the trap. An MTA violation could be something as simple as your delivery driver making a wrong turn, landing you a £160 fine. Annoying, sure, but manageable. On the other hand, it could mean you've committed a serious financial breach. And for that, the penalty starts at £5,000, with another £600 piling on for every single day you don't sort it out. That ambiguity, that's the danger.
Okay, so let's unpack this. We're going to tackle it in 5 clear parts. We'll start with the puzzle itself. Then we'll look at those everyday penalties on the road. After that, we dive into the really serious financial stuff. Then we'll zoom out to see the bigger picture, and we'll finish up with a simple action plan you can use right away. Right, let's begin.
So, what is this MTA puzzle? Well, the acronym MTA isn't just one thing anymore. Think of it as an umbrella term that now covers 3 completely different types of problems for your business. One is a traffic fine, but the others involve serious financial and regulatory penalties, each with its own rulebook and its own set of scary consequences.
Let's start with the one most businesses are likely to run into, probably by accident, moving traffic area penalties. This is all about the day-to-day driving your business does, but the cost of a simple mistake is getting anything but ordinary.
Picture this. You run a small cafe in Manchester. You're flat out. Your delivery van is your lifeline. One day, your driver makes an honest mistake and turns into a newly camera-enforced bus lane. Boom. A £70 penalty charge notice lands on your doormat. Now, this catches a lot of people out. It doesn't sound like a fortune, does it? But what if a busy driver does that just twice a week? Suddenly, that's over £7,000 a year just disappearing from your profits.
And if you're operating in London, it's an even bigger deal. Take a look at this. The fines for many driving offenses have shot up for the first time in over a decade. A higher-level penalty in central London, for example, has jumped from £130 to £160. These are not small sums you can just write off anymore.
So, here's the crucial point. Whatever you do, don't just ignore a penalty charge notice. If you don't pay it or challenge it in time, the fine automatically leaps up by a whopping 50%. For a busy small business, where it's so easy for a letter to get lost under a pile of paperwork, that inaction gets very, very expensive very fast.
Okay, here's a brilliant tip from the experts at My Tax Accountant. If you have any business vehicles in London, preload your payment account for things like the congestion charge. Honestly, the single biggest reason businesses get these fines isn't deliberate avoidance, it's just simple human error. A little bit of automation here can save you a small fortune.
Right, so that's the risk on the roads covered. Now let's move on to something far more serious. For certain businesses, this version of MTA, which stands for Money Transmitter Activity, comes with penalties that are genuinely business-threatening.
Let's be really clear about who we're talking about here. A money service business, or MSB, isn't just a big bank. It could be your local currency exchange, a check cashing service, or even a fintech startup that helps people send money abroad. If you're doing any of that, you are regulated very, very closely by HMRC to prevent money laundering.
Now, the penalties for getting this wrong are designed to escalate incredibly quickly. Just for failing to register your business with HMRC before you start trading, the initial fine is £1,000. But believe me, that is just for starters. And stay with me here, this next point affects nearly every small business in this sector.
You'll want to hear this part. On top of that initial £1,000, HMRC adds a daily penalty of £300 for every single day you stay unregistered. Let's just do the quick maths on that. A single month of being unregistered could cost your business over £10,000 in penalties. That's a massive hit for any company, let alone a startup.
And it doesn't end there. If you are registered but you fail to file a required return on time, the baseline fine can be up to £5,000. And on top of that, the daily penalties can double to £600. Let's be direct. These are not just slaps on the wrist. These are designed to put non-compliant businesses out of business.
So, what's the big picture here? Now let's break this down.
These different MTAs are not just happening in isolation. They're all part of a much bigger trend, a fundamental shift towards tougher enforcement and greater scrutiny from UK authorities right across the board.
This is the absolute key takeaway. The whole game has changed. Regulators like HMRC aren't just trying to collect fines anymore. The strategy is shifting towards what is being called a business-threatening deterrence model. The whole idea is to make the cost of getting it wrong so high that you would never even consider it.
A perfect example of this is the Economic Crime Act. This new law is a complete game changer. It basically transforms Companies House from a passive library of information into an active gatekeeper with brand new powers to query, investigate, and even reject your company filings.
And the clock has been ticking on this. The rollout has been happening in phases. ID verification for new directors started back in 2024, existing directors had to get it done through 2025, and now in 2026, we're in the final phase, full enforcement of all the rules and penalties. The grace period is well and truly over.
It's not just about these specific things either. The compliance web is getting wider everywhere you look. Making Tax Digital, or MTD, is rolling out from 2026, which means quarterly digital reporting for many. And you know, even that third, more niche MTA, Material Transfer Agreements in Science, is facing far stricter compliance. It's a clear signal. Every agreement, every filing is under the microscope.
I know that might all sound quite intense, but the point here isn't to scare you, it's to prepare you. So, what can you actually do to protect your business? Let's finish up with a simple 4-step action plan to get you ready.
Let's make this simple. 4 steps. First, identify your risk areas. Ask yourself, are you a money service business? Do your vans drive in London? Second, review your compliance calendar. Know your key deadlines. Third, digitize your records. Get ready for MTD and that enhanced scrutiny now. And fourth, and this is by far the most important, seek professional advice. Don't try to navigate this new landscape all by yourself.
Now, a quick but very important note. The information we've gone through is for general guidance. Every single business is unique, and your situation will have its own quirks. So, it's absolutely vital that you treat this as a starting point and get professional advice that's tailored specifically to you.
And that brings us to the most important takeaway of all. Don't wait until a penalty notice lands on your doormat. The single best thing you can do is get professional advice now. The experts at My Tax Accountant can help you build a clear plan to stay compliant and protect your business from all these hidden penalties. Their details are right there on the screen.
So I'll leave you with this one thought. The compliance changes of 2026 are already here. The only real question is, will your business be ready for them? Thank you so much for your time, and please do subscribe to the My Tax Accountant channel for more essential updates just like this one.